Digital transformation is touching our lives in so many ways. We end up talking to Siri, Alexa, Google Home, and whatnot. The transportation sector has undergone complete change, and it is going to change more rapidly. Uber has already brought in a big change, but that is not enough. The transportation speed is undergoing so much change. We have Hyperloop, which is promising 600 miles per hour. We have medical science, which has developed so much that we are able to do the DNA editing today and identify the flaws. Not only that, the cost of doing this DNA analytics is so affordable, which is to cost $1 million few years back, is costing just few $1,000s. It is very hard to imagine, visualize the rapid change that actually takes place when we have this law of exponential growth being applied. It is simply imagine that when we take one step at a time, we know after 5 steps, after 6 steps, we'll be 6 meters away. But imagine if at every step we are doubling the distance. So after 6 steps, by law of exponential growth, will be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. And then if it gets doubled at 7th, it goes to more than 100. And it is very hard to imagine that pace. I'll give a classic example of that. When Human Genome Project was announced, the DNA sequencing in 1990, they had decided that they will be able to do in 15 years at a $2 billion project. By 1997, they had done only 1% of sequencing. But look what happened. By 2002, in 5 years it happened at much lesser cost. With this level of transformation happening, it is very difficult for organizations to address them in one go, to really understand and cope up with this transformation. These organizations are changing their model. They are going out and building communities. And there are various ways they are building communities or tapping into the talent that is outside the company. Great example is XPRIZE Foundation. XPRIZE had come out with $10 million prize for creating handheld device that can be taken in the remote places and do a job of 10 doctors. But they found there were teams who actually competed for that job, and they handed out the prize 4 or 5 months back. That means they have a real solution in hand, and it would be going for the production very soon. Creating communities, building on collaborations. These are the ways organizations are trying to address this transformation. Everybody is becoming a technology company. These transformations, these developments mean massive change for us as professionals in our personal careers. The jobs that will be there in 5 years later or 10 years later are not yet invented. So you really don't know what you want to learn and what you want to be prepared for. The most important thing is creating a mindset for accepting completely new roles. What I call it as open your minds. For example, we are so much used to this role-based progression in our career. We think of ourselves as project manager, or we think of ourselves as a database administrator. Our roles will change based on the projects, and it will be completely dynamic. So we have to be ready for accepting or to be performing these kind of roles. The second part is the examples I talked about, collaboration and communities. All of us got to learn how communities work. Where is the best place you can learn this? Getting involved in open source technologies is the best place. The first thing or the one thing that you can do today to be ready for this digital transformation or for the coming age is get involved in open source. Understand the communities, how they work, learn the collaboration, and open your mind.